I'm here today in Lithia Park in Ashland, Oregon. I spent a summer here 40 years ago, actually 42 years ago, when I was in college and still very much a, you know, committed evangelical. I came here as a summer missionary. The Southern Baptists were going to try to start an outreach or a ministry to the tourists here. And so I was sent in to do like research work on that. Well, I don't know that I made a huge impact on Lithia Park here, but I really enjoyed that summer. I do know that. And as I sit here today, it's really interesting to me to sort of compare where my head is today as to where it was, back then. Back then I very much was looking for answers outside of myself. And it makes me think of, in my favorite essay is by Emerson, Self-Reliance, but it starts with a poem and a Latin quote, Ne te que si veris extra. That means seek nothing outside yourself. Um, I very much 20 years ago would have subscribed to the idea that if I see far, it is because I stand on the shoulder of giants, like Isaac Newton said, or actually that statement has been said by a lot of people. But the idea was that, who was I to claim to see anything or know anything? The answers were in the Bible, they were in other people's books. And, I spent most of my life reading like a madman other people's writings. And it wasn't a waste of time. It's interesting to see what other people think. But like on the way up, driving up to Washington to my daughter's bridal shower with my wife, she's like, I don't know, it's just hard to trust you, Maury, because you go out there and you just like sit and think, and how do I know you're not a crackpot? She didn't quite say it that bluntly, but that's the idea is, who are you to think that you see so much or know so much? And that's a very valid, because that's exactly what I would have said 40 years ago. But here's the big shift that's happened in me, and it is self-reliance. It's ne te que si veris extra. Seek nothing outside yourself. One of the things that Emerson says in that essay is that the reason that people have profound thoughts is not because they study others, but because they use their own eyes. Because they, and I can almost quote it, set at naught all these great works of literature, Plato and Milton and all that, and say not what men, but what they think, what they see. And that kind of, to me, is the foundation of the shift in facing up. And like step one is to trust yourself, to believe your own eyes, to, instead of saying like, if I see farther than others, it's because I stand on the shoulders of others. Instead of saying that, you would say like, if I see farther than others, it's because I use my own eyes. It's because I trust my own soul. It's because I take as my portion, my heart and my soul and my eyes and my engagement. Not that I see everything or that I'm smarter than anybody or anything like that, or that I'm like some kind of guru or anything like that. I just think like everyone should do that. We should all sure listen to each other, have a conversation, but before we have a conversation with others, say what you see, say what you feel, learn who you are, like be yourself, then engage with other people. So it's true, for the last probably 5 years, I intentionally have not read. I used to read like crazy, and I just haven't read because I'm not interested. I was trying to listen for myself, and now that I've kind of learned to do that better, I'm ready to listen and read and like the works of other people more. But it's been for me really a healthy shift, not to read, but to just, I sit in the morning and I write, and I just sort of like, my own view, my own thoughts, my own reflections, and that is, for me, the beginning of facing up.